Hey everyone, welcome into TexAgs Rewind. I am David Nuno, and this is presented to you by Yeti. Luke Evangelist at the News and Social Center. For the last couple minutes of the show, I don't know what to make of Billy handing me your hair.
Yeah, so Billy lied. He said that I said I was getting a haircut today. That's not at all what I said. I said I was getting one soon, and he took that as, let me cut a piece of his hair off.
Did he ask you for permission?
Yes, he did. I gave him permission, but I just wanted to make it clear that I'm not getting a haircut today. So I now have to live with a bald patch on the back of my head.
Is it that bad, for reals?
Yeah, he took off like a whole chunk.
Let me turn around. Let me see. I don't really see it. I think you're fine. You're good.
Okay.
By the way, is it because he's your boss, or like, let's just say Cade, who's also an intern, said, hey, let me cut a piece of your hair off. Would you have allowed it?
Yeah, I would let anybody do it.
So
Team bonding.
So what you're saying is if people just want to come, subscribers want to come and cut your hair, you're fine with it?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
I think this is maybe the most strange TexAgs Rewind we've ever had. But on the show today, Olin Buchanan. What were people laughing about? Olin said something on the show. Was it the inches and the momentum? What
yeah, he did a little impression. That was funny.
Yeah, that was good. Jimbo Fisher impression. We also had Brandon Leone. Was he not inspiring?
He was very inspiring.
Did he make you want to play for him?
Yes.
Or work for him?
Yes.
You're just going to say yes to everything I say?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, just making sure. Billy Liucci was in studio. What was the best part about Billy?
Probably when he cut my hair off, honestly.
That was the worst. And then Buzz Williams was on the show. We talked a little bit about what happened at Memphis and what's going to happen, hopefully, ahead when they take on the University of Houston. That and more on the TexAgs Rewind. But getting a dude like Will Lee, I think, is a great thing.
I have to admit, I wasn't familiar with him because I don't watch a lot of Kansas State football, right? But when you start doing some of the research on him, you're like, and the way people react to him, like, okay, I think A&M just upgraded the corner. At corner, no matter who stays or goes, they just upgraded at corner by adding this guy.
You get a quality player with some size. And just looking through a little bit of his resume, I don't have it in front of me right now, but he started at a junior college, community college, and he's worked his way up. I told you a few weeks ago, like I like teams with those kind of guys that are starters. Mm-hmm. And not just because, oh, he works really hard. No, this guy's got a chip on his shoulder to prove who he is. He feels like he was not recruited. I don't know if this is the case, but I'm assuming most guys who came up the JUCO ranks and the community college ranks who play in the SEC feel like they were overlooked in high school for whatever reason, size, the where they played, whatever it be. You get here with a little chip on your shoulder. I like it.
Well, you certainly learn to appreciate things when you play at the junior college level, you know, because let's just say you're not pampered. And then, you know, the guys at Kansas State quite often go to junior colleges. And look, they have a real nice program at Kansas State, but it's not as opulent as it is at Texas A&M. So he's going to, I think, appreciate what he's going to have here at A&M, maybe a whole lot more than some guys that, you know, show up here out of high school.
Look, and this is just the beginning. We keep saying the portal works two ways. And you may not match, hopefully you do, hopefully you exceed, but you may not match stars, right? A 5-star goes here, you pick up a 4-star. I don't care. Do you match guys with the vision that Mike Elko has and can bring it? And some of the 5- and 4-star guys, I hope they come back. I do. What do you think is the right approach with how to handle these kids at this time?
I mean, it is. It's a whole new world, right? Straight Aladdin style. I mean, it's just completely different now for coaches than what it was years ago. And the fact that these kids can enter the portal, take some visits and get some cash, or try and see if someone's going to pay them more. I mean, it changes everything. And look, some of these kids, and just even how I grew up, you know, the scholarship is not enough. You know, sometimes you need more. And so you can't get mad at kids now that the system has been put in place for them to leverage their skill sets, their talents, and NIL to go get money. But to me, the thing that you have to do, and like this is going to be my approach, you know, and when I go to Dallas and I'm trying to attract top talent like Justin Lanham and some of these super gifted guys, Grant Ware, who I just hired, you have to make people feel and see that you believe in them, that it's not just about you, that you have a plan in place for them to excel and to be the best, to utilize what they have. So you kind of make it about them, even though it's not. Like, hey, everything that you want is right here. If you come to Texas A&M in the SEC and the SEC West, We have resources. I don't know anything about NIL, but I'm sure they're, helping guys get the best that they can get. But if you come here and you play well and you learn from the best, you get trained by the best, you get one of the best educations in the world, your next step is going to be great in life, whether that's the NFL or whether you graduate and you become a professional, start your own business, whatever. You can leverage. There's enough eyeballs on you at Texas A&M University, right, that you can leverage all your giftings if you steward them well and work your tail off. There's nothing that you can't achieve at Texas A&M as a football player. But, if you're just walking around expecting handouts the whole time, then move on. Because I do believe that there's enough young men still in this world that do want to work hard and that want to, do things the right way. Be a Nia Smith type guy,
Yeah, and I've mentioned the tight end, mentioned it very early. We talked about Trooper Taylor, and then also mentioned the tight end special teams, Doherty, that I'm going to do some follow-up, but I've kind of been expecting those two to eventually make their way over as well. And Trooper Taylor could be, I don't know if he'll be here today, tomorrow, but it could very quickly. I fully expect him to be here. Nothing's changed on that front. I do think with Manny Diaz being hired there, it expedites it. So, again, I wouldn't be shocked to see him in Aggieland today or tomorrow per that. But I think he's, based on everything I've heard, he's agreed to come. So now you're looking at Duke going, who else is coming? I think you look at Doherty and perhaps a Jess Simpson, who was one of their D-line coaches there last year, if they decide to go with two D-line guys. But I think you might be, I say this, I don't know if this is true or not, are you holding off so your defensive hire can add an assistant or two? And in particular, like a linebackers coach. So I think some of that's going to depend on DC hire pending. But I do expect Trooper Taylor to be the next, let's just say, formal addition to the coaching staff.
How complete do you think they have to have it by signing day? Does it matter?
I think it does. What I really would like to see sooner than later is a receivers coach, more so maybe more so than any of those spots, because I think, like receiver is going to be a real priority. I think, probably a guy like Evan Stewart might be waiting to see that.
Well, because of what you're saying, Liucci, you're right. In SEC play, you really don't have time to look backwards because in 2 days you're playing again. And so we're off today because the calendar was a little different, playing on Wednesday and Sunday. So today is our off day. And then tomorrow we call it an us day. In other words, it's not 2 days before, it's not 1 day before, it's not the game day. So if it's an us day, everything is about us. And so it does work out in a positive way, if that's the right way to look at it, where we can diagnose the problems from yesterday and spend time in practice on the things that hurt us. So we'll spend the day today as a staff kind of organizing and orchestrating what we want those categories to be in the film room and then what we want to do on the court tomorrow. I think the way you handle it, Liucci, is the way I try to handle everything. And I'm not saying that that's right. I just think you handle it in a very upfront way. I think that's what our guys have become to expect. I think that's how our staff operates, the truth. And sometimes the truth is hard to receive, but we do have a mature group, and they have thus far received the truth in the right way. They were disappointed. It was not our best. And like I told them earlier in preparation for Memphis, this week is a week in the SEC. That's what this week is. The games are spread out a little further. Instead of playing 2 games in whatever it ends up being 7 days, we're playing 2 games in 8 days. So the calendar is a little different. But similar to everything else that we've done thus far this year, everything's been accelerated. We're not going to play an exhibition. We're going to play an exhibition against the Power 5 team. We're going to scrimmage against a Power 5 team. We're going to do both of those in October.
Young Luke, tell the people what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and follow TexAgs on X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, pretty much anything, you name it. TexAgs is on there. Make sure you're following and you're supporting.
Appreciate that and appreciate you so much. We'll see you next time.